The SNP establishment are freaking out as Liz Truss cut taxes in England. Then they're now saying that if Nicola Sturgeon doesn't cut taxes, they're going to lose all the Scottish talent to England. I mean, it hasn't been an easy few days for Liz Truss and her government because the opinion polls show that Labour Party are doing better. The reaction to her budget is negative, and that's just normal. Every time you want to introduce free market capitalism, people freak out. And there's short-term reaction to it, although the pound is now coming back up because that's just normal reaction for the markets. And it's absolutely fascinating that the lefties who always hate the rich and the stockholders, the shareholders, they've been defending those who have shares in companies, saying, oh, now they're losing money. We should really care about that. Having said that, the SNP in Scotland are having a different problem because their advisors and former advisors are getting together to tell Nicola Sturgeon's government that if you also don't follow what Liz Truss is doing, meaning we need to cut taxes, then all the rich people and all the talented people from Scotland are going to move down south. This is basically the reality of the situation. Scotland must match the Tory tax cuts, former SNP advisors are warning. And this is a massive concern because high earners might be heading south. And who's going to stop them? You can't. Unless you want to build a wall, then feel free to do that, but we're not paying for that as British taxpayers. It is interesting to see what's going on because when it comes to Liz Truss's budget and the tax cuts that she has done, very bold, very radical. On the other hand, it kind of, while this wasn't a budget to give freebies, it was the exact opposite, but it still seems like, okay, so you did this for these people, you've done this for this group or businesses or the rich. People, inevitably, it's just normal behavior in democracies. People from different groups say, what about me? What about us? And that's normal. Because of that, they've announced that in November, there's going to be another fiscal day, to announce more policies, I guess. And some people are saying we need to prioritize cutting VAT. Maybe they're going to indicate the VAT tax cuts. Maybe they're going to be indicating what else they're going to be doing when it comes to the cost of living crisis. It's a very risky move. Economically, it makes sense, but politically, politics and economics goes hand in hand, unfortunately. When Margaret Thatcher did that in 1979, she was patient. That her conviction said, just ignore all the shouty and all the screamy people. It's gonna give the right outcome, and it did. But she had to keep winning the next two elections for the result to finally show at the end of the 80s. Liz Truss only has about 2 years until the election. It's not even a new government. The Tories have been in power for 12 years. She could lose to Starmer if she's not careful. That's the only fear. And right now, the headlines make you think, well, she's only prioritizing the rich. The headlines don't really show that she's also been giving a lot of handouts to all of us when it comes to the energy bills, for example, freezing the energy bills. She's not really winning that argument right now, and that is a very, very tough situation for Liz Truss and the Tories. A lot of people are losing trust in Truss and the Tories, but we'll see how it goes for the next 2 years. We're going to come back in half an hour. We're going to tell you about the globalist elite and the European Central Bank because they're not too happy about cryptocurrencies. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.